Hey everyone, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to take facial morph characters in FBX format with blend shapes and bring them into iClone so you can use the iClone facial animation tools. And we're going to do this via 3DXchange5.4. Alright, so here in iClone, first of all, I have the eye avatar of a chimp here. And this particular character is included with our facial pipeline character design pack. I'm going to show you a couple of the facial animation capabilities. So we can use the puppet tool here, for example. You can see there's a number of different profiles here. There's this 3DX custom profile. And if I choose this number one here, I can kind of move my mouse around. You can see it has a kind of a dreamy look. And these are basically just blend shapes combining together to create these expressions here. This one's a little bit more sad. Looks a little bit down there. And you don't have to use that. These are the custom profiles that you can create in 3DXchange 5.4. You can also use any of the iClone profiles as well. For example, this attractive one. If I preview that, you can see he looks maybe not that attractive, but there's a number of different, all kinds of different choices you can use. This one's a little bit happier. There you go. Anyway, so that's if I wanted to, for example, record that. I can just record a couple of these movements here. And there's my model. If I play that back, you can see all the blend shapes combining to create these expressions. And I'll show you more of the blend shapes in just a moment. But if you have a model that you import into iClone with facial animation capability, you can also use the lip sync tool as well. So if I go into open up a vocal track here, I can just choose any one of these MP3s here.
Ha! So what? You can't touch me, because I'm from the internet.
Alright. You can see the facial puppet and the lip sync together at work. You can also notice the auto blink feature as well when the model blinks. If I play back one more time,
so what? You can't touch me.
You can see there's some auto blinking going on there. If you go into the actor tab, you can also select different auto blink profiles. You can make the blinks more frequently, or change the tempo of the blinks and all that stuff as well. Last thing I'm going to show you, if you have your model with eyes there, if you rig the eyes, or map the eye bones in your model, sorry, you can choose the look at feature as well. So I'll look at camera, for example, and you can see as I move the camera around, my chimp will follow the camera and look at it, looking at you. Alright, so that's all I wanted to show you in iClone. You can utilize all of those features in iClone once you have a character with full animation capability. Let's go into Maya next. I'm going to show you in Maya, this is the same model here. And these are all the different blend shapes that are included with this model. So for example, there's a brow drop, cheeks raise, all kinds of stuff, lips drop, and there's also a number of different Visami shapes as well that are used for the lip syncing function. So for example, over here we have the E shape, or the Woo shape, and you can see the blend shapes at work there if I change the values of this slider here. Alright, so next what we're going to do, I'm going to take the FBX of this chimp, and I'm going to show you how to characterize it in 3DXchange. So I'll take chimp.fbx here, and we'll go into 3DXchange. Oops, there it is. There we go. And once that loads up, you'll be able to see on the right-hand side here in the Modify panel, we'll have in the morph list, we'll have all the blend shapes that are listed here. So if I zoom in on the model's face, you can see once you click on these are the exact same blend shapes that were imported from Maya. We have all of our E and Oo and all that stuff together as well. So if you take an FBX character with blend shapes, if you want to take it into iClone, the first step you're going to need to do is to convert to non-standard here. So I'm going to select convert to non-standard, and now I have to map the bones of my character's body. So that'll be easy for this character because we have a Maya Human IK preset. So I'll select that. And you can see everything's taken care of there. The entire body is mapped. And we can just select the active checkbox. And if I want, I can adjust floor contact settings, properties. If I go into the properties here and scroll over to the side, you can see if I can adjust the hip offset to give him a more upright stance. And most importantly, in this section, what I want to do is go into facial and extended mapping. Then this model doesn't have any jaw bones. It only has the eye bones, which will be used for the look at feature. So what I want to do is I can select the eye bones here, Now you can select either from the model or from the hierarchy here. I'm going to select from the hierarchy here on the left. I selected the left eye, as you can see, and I want to map that to my left eye here on the right. And so that'll change color once that happens. You'll see it'll turn yellow, and it'll automatically go right over to the right eye. And so after the right eye, I can just select map to right eye, and that's pretty much all we have to do for mapping, bone mapping on this model here. If you want to know more about characters with facial bones, you can check out our facial bone tutorial for importing characters with facial bones. Alright, so now I'll just go into, I'll select convert, and what I'm going to spend most of the time doing in this tutorial is going into the expression editor here in the facial setup. This is where I set profiles for my blend shapes and everything like that. And you can see that there's a head tab, eye tab, jaw, bisomy, and muscle, and custom. And we'll go through all of these in just a moment. But first of all, head orientation. This has already been taken care of since my bones have already been mapped. If I want to change the values of these, I can do that as well. If I want it to be upward, to be a lot more upward, I can really move that up a lot more. Just leave it a little bit more subtle for now. And of course, those are all set. So next on, we want to go to the eye tab. And in the eye tab, you'll see that there's a rightward, leftward, downward, and upward. So I'm going to select this. The eye bones have already been selected, and I just need to rotate those to the right. And for the leftward, I'm going to rotate them to the left, and downward. I think you get the picture here. Upward, I'm going to rotate them upward. Alright, so you can see I have this auto apply set here. What that's going to do is that's going to actually set each profile automatically when I move it. If you don't want to do that, you can turn this off, and you can press the set key after every profile. But to save time, I'm just going to use this auto apply function here. So naturally all the other ones have already been set as well for the individual eyes. So you can see all those. We'll go into the jaw next. Now for the jaw, we need to use the blend shapes. So for the drop jaw profile, I need to find the jaw drop here in my blend shapes. You can see there's jaw rotate, 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 move. We want to use the move down one. So that's going to be my jaw drop, sorry. And so we have that for the drop jaw, and leftward, we're going to move the jaw left, and rightward, we're going to move the jaw right. Alright, so you can use rotate or move, whichever one you want. It really depends on what profile you're looking for, and each character will be unique as well. So of course, all these other ones have already been set. The move down is a little bit less extreme than the drop jaw. I'm having a lot of trouble saying that. So let's move on to the bisomy tab now, since all the jaw movements have been set. Now here what I want to do is I want to select my E bisomy, and you can see conveniently on the right hand side here in the blend shapes, these have all been titled in order. So what I need to do is just go through each one here. I need to raise the value to the maximum. I don't have to raise it to the maximum. I can do that. I can do that later in iClone as well. But in general, you'll want to normally have the maximum value for each one of these bisomy. So you have more freedom in iClone to adjust how extreme you want your facial shape to be. So we'll just go through this list really quickly here. TH, there we go. This is just a pretty quick procedure, which is really useful because after you finish this, your character is pretty much, oops, MP, this was the wrong one for this one. There we go. Alright, KG, lost here. Too many sliders. Alright, and NG, got one more. And R shape. Okay, so now you can see all these values have been set here. The different bisomy mouth shapes, all according to the blend shape values on the right here. Now in the muscle tab, the muscles are utilized by the facial puppet tool in iClone. So, for example, we have this brow raise inner left. And these are also in order, conveniently. They've been titled in order for this model. So I can just go through them as well here. You can see the left eye, or the left brow raises. Once I increase the value on this slider, we'll do inner right, outer left. You pretty much have to do this, just have to go through the same procedure as I did with the bisomy shapes. Brow drop right, brow raise left, brow raise right. And eyes blink is, we need to go down to the eyes. Eyes blink, you can see there the eyes will blink. And eye blink left. Eye blink right. Eyelids enlarge. Eyelids enlarge. Where are you? There we go. Eyelids enlarge. And eyes squint. There's also an eyes squint slider as well. Now, if I wanted to, I can actually combine two blend shapes. You can see the normal eyes squint that we've set up here. The bottom eyelids come up a little bit. If I wanted to, I can also, you know, for example, close the make his squint even more defined by using this other slider as well. So I'll just combine those two and give him a really squinty looking appearance. All right, so the next tab is the custom tab, and this is utilized by the Facial Puppet tool as well. And this is where you select your custom profiles. I remember I showed you those profiles before. Those are the preset profiles that come with the iAvatar, but if you want, you can actually customize those yourself as well. So for example, I'm going to just choose a one profile here. So this will be the profile for the upward mouse movement and rightward mouse movement, downward and leftward. So for example, if I move my mouse up during the puppet procedure, we can just make a custom profile here. For example, we can maybe raise his brow. We'll give him like a kind of a U shape. We can maybe adjust his lips a little bit. You can have fun with this as much as you want. Just try and be creative and create your own profile. I'm not going to be too crazy here. We'll just do something like that. And rightward, you know, you can just go ahead and have fun with this on your own time. And downward, of course, these are all auto set, so I'm just going to skip this ahead a little bit, so you don't have to listen to me jabber on while I try and find the perfect profile. Alright, so once you're done all of those, once you're done setting all your profiles there, you can just close this down. And that's pretty much all we're going to do. I'm just going to do a single profile. You can have fun making your own other profiles as well. And after that, I'm going to select my model and apply to iClone. So that's going to replace the current model in iClone. And we're just going to remove all the animation here that we had before. And if I go into the animation tab, and I can use my puppet tool, I'm going to test out my custom profile that I just created there. So if I go to 3DX Custom, I choose number 1. I can preview that, and you can see that's the blend shape profiles that I created. So you can see all the blend shapes combining together to create my animation. I'll just record that and play back. So you can create all kinds of cool expressions in your own puppet profiles on your own time. Alright, so that's basically how you take a FBX model with blend shapes from FBX format into iClone and use it with the facial animation tools in iClone. Be sure to check out our other tutorials on facial bone characters and hybrid characters as well. As well. For example, there's attractive one. If I preview that, you can see he looks maybe not that attractive, but there's a number of different, all kinds of different choices you can use. This one's a little bit happier. There you go. Anyway, so that's if I wanted to, for example, shapes combining together to create these expressions here. This one's a little bit more sad. Looks a little bit down there. And you don't have to use these are the custom profiles that you can create in 3DXchange5.4. You can also use any of the iClone profiles. Hey everyone, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to take facial morph characters in FBX format with blend shapes and bring them into iClone. So we can use the puppet tool here, for example. You can see there's a number of different profiles here. There's this 3DX custom profile. And if I choose this number 1 here, I can kind of move my mouse around. You can see he has a kind of a dreamy look. And these are basically just blends so you can use the iClone facial animation tools. And we're going to do this via 3DXchange5.4. Alright, so here in iClone, first of all, I have the eye avatar of a chimp here. And this particular character is included with our facial pipeline character design pack. I'm going to show you a couple of the facial animation capabilities